So welcome back to my channel, and this is not a normal video that I would do, but I felt like doing it anyways because I feel like it's a good experience to share, and there's a little bit of science in there, of course. So what's happening? Well, I recently contracted the COVID-19 virus, and I just wanted to share the experience. So if any of you may be experiencing the same thing, or if you want to know what would happen if you were to get it in general, then I think you could, learn a lot from this video. So I'm actually recording this video 3 days after starting to feel the symptoms. So yeah, there may be some stuff that I have yet to experience, but we're gonna get there eventually. All right. Okay, so on my first day, essentially I started to have like very minor coughs. Like they were kind of like there was just something in my throat, and I was just like yeah, coughs like that. And then over time, well, that was for 1 day, and then over time the coughs kind of got a little frequent, but they weren't severe, I would say. Now the following night, when I went to bed like around 12 a.m. When I went to bed, I woke up a few times in the middle. Well, I can't say in the middle of the night because I went to bed midnight. I kind of woke up like around 3 a.m. and then I had like severe chills, and so I needed to pee. So when I woke up, when I got off the bed, I realized like I was shaking as crazy. Like normally if you're trembling, you would be kind of like this, but I was actually like moving like that. Like my body was all over the place. So when I got up, I put on a coat, I put on a pants and stuff. I opened my dorm room to go outside to the bathroom, and I walked, and like I just couldn't walk straight. Like I was trembling so much, I just couldn't walk straight. So when I got to the bathroom, like it was really difficult for me to urinate because I was shaky. But anyway, I got through with that. And I noticed that too, my head was hurting a lot. Like every cold wind that passed near my ears or my face or any part of my body, really, even my neck, I would just feel like my head, like there's just a sharp pain in my head, but it was more so near the ear area. And yeah, so every cold wind that passes, like I would just feel a very sharp pain in my ear, and I would kind of be like yeah, that was like really painful. Also, in the following morning, I still couldn't have slept. So when I finally was able to sleep, when I woke up in the morning, I was really hungry, but I had no appetite for anything. I tried to eat, one of my favorite things to eat is fries, but I didn't have that. So I tried to drink some tea, and I love tea, and the tea was just not doing it. Like the tea had literally no taste for me. So then when I realized like I really needed to eat something, because like inside I was dying hungry, like I felt like my stomach was eating itself, I tried to eat some cricks. It kind of worked because cricks itself doesn't really have any taste, so yeah, but I ate that, but it was still difficult for me to actually swallow because by then my throat was really dry from all the coughing the previous day, and also in general, like I was dehydrated because me being sick, so it was really difficult for me to swallow the cricks. Even the water that I drink, I drink pipe water. So even the water that I drink, the taste of it was a little bit off, so that was a little problematic-ish. But what did I eat? Yeah, it was really difficult for me to eat anything. in general. But oh yeah, I made it. I made it through the morning by eating chocolate. Well, in fact, the entire day, because I just couldn't eat anything and I still had the chills. So I couldn't leave my room much, and I didn't want to leave my room because I didn't want it to, like, pass this on to anybody else. So I had luckily I bought 4 chocolate bars previously, so I had them in the fridge, and that was the only thing really I found enjoyable. Well, mainly because the chocolate is very sweet and I love chocolate, so I was able to eat the chocolate. So throughout the morning I was just like, eating it bit by bit and drinking some water. Later on, a friend of mine would have brought me some flu medication, and I took that, and then the chills went away, and it actually never came back after I took that medication. The coughs also, throughout the day, well, since when I woke up, it didn't happen again. So the only thing I had during the day was essentially the headache, but my throat was still feeling a little bit itchy, but I wasn't coughing. Something I would have noticed though, again, that probably was because I was dehydrated. Well, I urinated often, but I also urinated very, I don't want to say heavily. Well, the color was like a very dark, yellowish kind of thing. Like, yeah, but that's something that I noticed. And I did it very often. I also noticed that throughout the day, my heart is kind of like there, but around here, this area here, I had like some sharp pain. Like, it felt like I was being juked with a needle throughout. That didn't happen frequently, but it did happen throughout the day, like some random times. And also, near my pelvis area, yeah, I felt that same kind of pain here a few times too. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, when I woke up the morning after I felt the chills, my body was literally tired. But again, that comes with the fact that, I was shaking all around, so, the muscles get tired. Well, I think. I'm not a doctor. Don't take my word for it. My joints too, they were very weak and paining. Like, for example, my knees felt very weak. My elbows as well. I also had like a lot of pain in my back, specifically my lats muscles. But yeah, so that was the second day. So just to recap, midway, the first day, I had the coughs. Then in the following night, I had the chills and the headache. Then the second day, I took the medication and the chills and the cough stopped. But then I still had the headache that persisted. Now, the following night, from the second day, the headaches got like worse. Like, I still couldn't sleep. Like, every time I shift or again the wind blows, like, I just felt like my head was exploding. And that's when I realized I needed to seek medication for that. So, I went through the night fighting this pain, and then when I woke up the third morning, I did a quick Google search, and I searched for COVID symptoms, because actually I didn't mention that at the start of the video, but when I first had the coughs, I actually thought I didn't have COVID, and I thought I didn't have COVID on the second day as well. But then there were some people that I was in close contact with on the second day that said they had tested positive, and then from there I knew that I likely to have had COVID. But anyway, back to where we were. The third morning, I did a quick Google search on symptoms of COVID, just to see like if this air pain that I'm having was related to COVID. And from what I saw on Google, it wasn't really related, or in fact it wasn't related. I didn't see anything talking about air pain. So then I searched for an air infection. Well, I literally typed out what I was feeling, pain in my ear. And then I got results saying that it's probably an ear infection. And so then I read a webpage and then they said that it is an ear infection. So then I went to clinic, and then they gave me they prescribed me some antibiotics and stuff that I got, and then I took that, and then the ear infection, the pain that I was feeling after I took this medication, which included ibuprofen and antibiotic, I stopped feeling the pain, but I think that was mainly because of the ibuprofen, since that's a very strong pain reliever. So yeah, that was the third day. Throughout the third day, it was still hard for me to eat. I was finally able to eat some bouillon. It's a Saint Lucian food. Let me not say it's a Saint Lucian food. Dominicans and some other countries eat it as well, but a lot of people will call it soup. It's not soup. But yeah, I ate that. The funny thing is about that bouillon, I made that bouillon the night before I started feeling ill, and I was like, this is gonna be food for the entire week, because I'm a student and I don't really have time to cook all that much. I only ate from it once, and then the following day, I just couldn't taste anything. Everything just tasted like dirt to me. Well, not dirt, but there was no taste in anything that I ate. And so this was a very big pan of bouillon. And it was sad because I only ate from it once. Well, twice, because the last time I ate from it was on the third day, but it was already done, because the second day I would have told everybody else to go ahead and eat it, because I can't eat it. Yeah, on the third day I ate that, so that was the only proper meal that I ate. And yeah, my taste was starting to come back, but it still wasn't normal. Yeah, I think the third day was yesterday from today, as in me recording this video. So now the following night, which would be last night from the time I'm recording this video, I was able to sleep properly. I was still having slight ear pains and stuff after taking the medication, but it wasn't as severe as the previous times. And that brings us to the current time of recording this video. I feel better. I would say that the only thing that is persistent is just my ear pain and a headache. I could see that my throat feels very hair. I don't know if it looks swollen in the video, but that area here, when I touch it, it hurts a lot. And I think it's swollen. I can't tell, but that's that. And even my voice as well, it's a little bit off. Well, I can hear it a little bit off than normal. When I sleep and I rotate my head, I could feel like my throat is actually touching each other. And yeah, the dry throat is still persistent. So every so often I have to drink water just to keep it wet. But the good thing is my taste is back and I could actually enjoy eating. So I had fries, and yeah, I was able to enjoy that, so that was fun. I would say that I'm still feeling a little bit fatigued. I just slept prior to starting this. I slept, and even now I'm still feeling a little bit weak. So if I were to exercise, because I normally exercise, I wouldn't be able to exercise as I would. And of course my throat still feels a little bit full of mucus. Every now and then I have to to kind of clear it up. But other than all what I've mentioned so far, I have been feeling better than the second day, because I feel like the second day was the second day before I took the medication was the the apex of, you know, my symptoms. So now, like, everything just feeling like it's easing up a bit. So yeah, so I'm gonna end this there. And so, like, this is just like a quick walkthrough of, you know, me experiencing, you know, COVID symptoms. Something important I should mention is that I am vaccinated with the I think the Sinopharm or the Sinovac. I can't remember which one, but it's the Chinese one. And I could definitely say, if it wasn't for this vaccine, I feel like I would have suffered a lot more. Because, like I said, the second day, like, I was feeling really trashy, and I'm just so grateful that, you know, well, thankful that I had the vaccine. I took the vaccine since last year. So I think if I didn't have that, I would have been suffering a lot more. So my advice to anyone who's watching this, if you're not vaccinated, please get vaccinated. Trust me, I am now experiencing COVID, and I could safely say that I'm alive and I'm doing well. Not as well as I would want to or I should be, but I'm alive. And so, you know, just imagining if I didn't take that vaccine, I probably would have suffered a lot more. So yeah, so this is the end of this video, at least this part of the video. I'm actually going to do another, like, a post video where I essentially, you know, talk a little bit more about the journey in general, because there's a psychological aspect, I would say, about getting COVID that I'm still trying to cope with. But yeah, I will talk about that the next time. So thank you for watching thus far, and if I don't make the other parts a separate video, then it would just be joined with this one, so I probably might even cut, you know, all what I'm saying now. But yeah, this has been a COVID experience that I'm sharing. Not actually sharing COVID, but the experience virtually. Thank God this can be spread virtually. Anyways, thanks for watching. So this is Sasha, one of the victims of COVID.
Hey guys, so I just did my test. I'm not feeling any symptoms, but you know, the test went alright. So we're waiting for the results. So bye.
Bye.